Hello, what's up and what's happening? Welcome back to the Green Bay Packers franchise. Let's wrap up week number 1, shall we? Browns welcome the Ravens to town, and the Ravens get the W. 17-7 is the final there. The 49ers were the home team, but they get beat down in front of their own mama. That's not a good look. 24-10 is the final as the Falcons do work by the Bay. Trade news: those Falcons pick up Michael Barrow and Mike Sellers, and they send Ellis Johnson to the nation's capital. So the first trade of the season is right there in front of your face. The Chiefs and the Broncos renew their rivalry, and the Chiefs get the job done in Denver, 35-24. Our game, yeah, it was a game to say the least, especially for the Carolina Panthers. Stephen Davis, the ex-Washington Redskin, takes it down the right sideline and takes it to the crib. Touchdown Panthers, a 35-27 victory. Stephen Davis, 220 yards and all the touchdowns a man could want. Giants over the Eagles, 25-23. Jones just ran for 41 yards. Quincy Carter completed just 50% of his passes. The Buccaneers and the Skins, they meet. Ex-Washington quarterback Brad Johnson goes back home and delivers the goods for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Battle of the two St. Louis teams, the Cardinals and the Rams. Obviously, the Cardinals used to play in St. Louis, unless they're talking baseball. Marshall Faulk ain't talking baseball. He's talking greatest show on turf. Down that right sideline, the man can still do it. I forget what year this would be for him, but he's been in the league for an awfully long time. 117 yards for him. The Bears, they pick up Shannon Sharp. We thought about picking him up. Shannon Sharp, 6 receptions, plus 100 yards and a touchdown as the Bears get the W there. The Bills over the Jaguars, 28-17. Drew Bledsoe had a touchdown pass. No interceptions. That's usually going to be a recipe for success. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, they signed free agent Jason Gilden, the ex-Pittsburgh Steeler, to a 2-year deal worth about $6.7 million and a $678,000 signing bonus. What does that feel like to have that kind of money? Rest of the signings here: James Atkins going to New England. Ricks Cleveland Trotter is now in Kansas City. Marvin Lewis, he signed a 5-year deal to stay with the Falcons. So the Falcons, or the sign with the Falcons, I should say, they are beefing up that linebacking core. They got Barrow and now they got Jones. That's a good look. Bronson, he's a Niner, obviously. Mo Lewis, Tampa Bay. Antoine Smith also going to the city by the Bay. Now we got to travel to Houston. It's the Texans, and it is the San Diego Superchargers, but it was all Houston today. They're going to find Bradford. He crosses the goal line. Touchdown Texans, and Texans will get the job done versus Felipe in those San Diego Chargers. The Jets beat down the Bengals 21-12. Santana Moss, 7 receptions, $114, and a touchdown or 2. Saints 24, Seahawks 23. Saints are 1-0. Dolphins, they would lose to the Tennessee Titans in a big way, 34-6. Wasn't even close. How embarrassing. Priest Holmes going to be out for the next 7 weeks or so with a broken thigh. How does that happen? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Football is a rough sport, especially the higher you get up there with the levels. High school might be a little bit easier. College a little bit more dangerous than the NFL is so unforgiving. Derek Mason going to be out for 5 weeks with a pulled hamstring. Keyshawn Johnson, he's out for 12 weeks with a vertebrae. I mean, you're just happy that's not your career. So hopefully he can come back with the Cowboys, maybe making the playoff run. I mean, anything is possible. I mean, we might doubt it, but anything is possible. Keith Burkin, 4 weeks with a concussion, and then Farley, 11 weeks with a concussion. PS1, I still have my PS1, the original one that I got back in like 97. Might be worth some money, I heard. I don't know, but PS1 here is out for 8 weeks with a broken kneecap. Ouch. Let's head to Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers. It's the Oakland Raiders. And they left Tim Brown wide open. Like, this is the easiest catch of his life. And he still had to do a one-hand catch in the back of the end zone. And maybe they stop him on that play, they win. But instead, it's going to be the Raiders 28, the Steelers 21. The Patriots beat the Colts 35-21 to open up the regular season. 2 Panthers are your players of the week, and they should be. Jenkins with 4 sacks, and then Davis with 5 rushing touchdowns and 220 yards. Injury report for our game: Carl Ford, he's going to be out for the next 2 weeks with a broken thigh as well. Ouch, that sucks. And then you got McCorders and Alex Brown out for this week as well. So we are live in Lambeau. Green Bay, Wisconsin, the game of the week. The Bears, 1-0. The Packers, 0-1. This is their 1 millionth meeting of this historic rivalry. Darren Sharper, 34 picks for his career, had 2 last week versus those Carolina Panthers. Mike Brown, when healthy, one of the very best safeties in the league. He can do it all. He could take away center field. He could come up in the box and tackle your running back for a tackle for loss. So looking at the football first, this one is sent to the back of the end zone, and Davenport is going to take a knee there. Can we get our rushing attack going? Looking downfield, Brett Favre is going to go to the air. First going to find Donald Driver. We're not worried about passing. We got Brett Favre. We have one of the best receiving cores. And whenever I jump back on 2K5, usually the passing game is okay. It's the rushing game that can give us some fits. We pick up 3 yards on first down and second down and 7 here. Green going to pick up about 2 yards. So 2 carries for Green, 5 yards so far. And that sets up third down, 5 yards to go. 2 receivers to the left. Driver is the slot man. Favre, quick pass to the outside, caught by Javon Walker. And Walker makes the catch for a Packers first down. Walker, Donald Driver, and Ferguson all over 80+ overall. The rest of the receivers are below the 50 mark. That's not a good recipe if somebody goes down. Favre looking downfield, steps up, buying time, throws it to the right side, caught and then dropped by Walker. I believe that was a hit by Green, their strong safety, that knocks that thing up out of there. Green to the outside, brought down by Green. Green on Green crime. And now we are looking at third down and 12. Dropping back the passes, Brett Favre throws it left side. Ferguson double coverage. It does not matter. Favre threads the needle, and Ferguson showing off his hands yet again. He is a pretty good third receiver, I must say. Looking downfield is Favre. Going to throw it to Javon Walker. Javon Walker brought down by Mike Brown. And Walker is now slow to get up. So like I said earlier, if one of our receivers go down, the drop could be drastic in talent. So Walker's hurt. Hopefully he can come back in this one. Hopefully it's not too serious. We're going to run the ball with Davenport and Brian Urlacher just waiting for him. So we know that Ford is out. Sehorn was also added to the injury report with the illness, but he should be able to play at some point today if all goes well. And that pass is going to be picked off. We try to get that one to Martin, our second string tight end, but the pass is going to be intercepted. That's another interception thrown this year by Brett Favre. Threw a couple in that first game versus the Carolina Panthers. I mean, it wasn't the best of reads, but it was just better coverage than a pass. That pass going to be caught, and that's just engaged for a gain of 3. So they're going to set up second down and 7, man in motion. Thomas Jones is the lone running back. They're going to give it to him here. Gets away from Sharper, has the first down and a lot more. Turns the corner, and he's going to wave bye-bye as Roman was unable to catch him. Roman is in for the injured Jason Sehorn, who's dealing with the illness. And I'm not saying Sehorn would have caught him, but Roman definitely didn't catch him, and we find ourselves down 7-0 already. And I don't know how long that touchdown was. Probably about 77 yards. So we're close to giving up 300 yards in 5 quarters of action this season. Our defense has got to get better. First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. We're going to run this thing with Amon Green. And Amon Green trying to power through the contact. Picks up just 3 yards there. Second down, 7 yards to go. Split back formation. Brett Favre going to roll left, sets his feet, throws it. And that pass in and out of the hands of Donald Driver. Brown with a big hit there. Knocks that football loose. So third down and 7 for Green Bay. Brett Favre looking downfield, and Hugh Douglas able to get around Clifton and gets to the quarterback for another sack. He had 1 last week. First one today gives him 2 on the season. 1 + 1 is 2 last time I checked. And the Bears have been active rebuilding this roster. They also signed Shannon Sharp, as I mentioned earlier. Now they're going to throw it to Sharp, whose brother Sterling Sharp was a great Packers receiver, and now he plays for the enemy Chicago Bears. It's blasphemy out there. Looking downfield is Grossman. Has a man wide open, David Terrell. So you get a sack. That forces a punt. There was a penalty on the punt, so a short field for Chicago. They capitalized, and they have a 14-0 lead. Can we start off the year 2-0? Boy, I hope not. Get the ball to Davenport on 4th and 1, and he gets shut down. It was Urlacher and Douglas that combined on the stop. Now Grossman fires it to the flat, and that pass going to be caught by Thomas Jones, and that's going to be their second first down of the contest. They have just as many touchdowns as first downs. Ridiculous. Looking downfield is Grossman. He fires it. That pass picked off. Ahmad Carroll with the pick, trying to get to the outside, and does. He's down the sideline. Carroll to the 30 and forced out of bounds at the Chicago 26-yard line, and that is exactly what we needed. We needed a play to go our way. We did force, I want to say 4 or 3 interceptions last week versus Jake Delhomme and the Panthers, and we get one here versus Rex Grossman. This secondary has some talent, and we're going to need all that talent today. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. We find ourselves down 14 and not a darn thing. So 3rd down and 6 to start the second quarter. Amon Green is the only running back in the backfield. Looking downfield is Favre. Favre throws it a bullet right to Martin. It bounces off of him. The hit makes sure he doesn't catch it. And the Bears defense holds after giving up a short field. So we got to settle for a field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. And if nothing goes well this season, so far, we are 3 for 3 on field goals attempts in this game. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. That pass caught by Justin Gage again. Another first down for Chicago. And they're moving up and down the field with some ease. First down and 10. They empty the backfield out. Rex Grossman dropped back the pass, facing a 4-man rush. Is tempted them pick. Nick Barnett with the pick. He fumbles it, but Sharper is there to recover the fumble. So the Packers defense has back-to-back picks on back-to-back drives, and we have some good field positions. But Chicago would challenge possession before the fumble. They don't think Nick Barnett actually had the ball. And on this field, possession and Dez Bryant kind of go hand in hand. So we're going to see if Barnett had the ball long enough, and I believe the term is a football move. I'm going to say he made a football move, and it's going to be a good interception. We take over at the Chicago 40-yard line. Play fake to Green. Brett Favre rifling it to the left side, and Donald Driver had to catch that out of self-defense. That ball was flung with some mean intentions. What a bullet by Favre. A patented bullet by Favre. And it's going to give us a first down. Second down and 7. Got Bubba Franks. Takes 2 to bring him down. And the Miami Hurricane tight end is going to pick up a first down. So 3rd down and 7 now. Favre going back to Bubba Franks, and this one's going to pop off of his hands. So 4th and 7 now. We're going to settle for a field goal. And with the wind going 10 miles per hour to the left corner, we're going to knock that one home. We're 4 for 4 this season. I'm feeling good. I must admit, I'm feeling good about my kicking skills so far in this franchise. The A-Train, Anthony Thomas, going to take it up to the 20, spin move, and brought down at the 24-yard line. So it's been touchdown, interception, and a fumble. No drive so far has gone over 3 plays for the Chicago Bears. It's kind of pathetic if you ask me. First down and 10, although they still have the lead. So I guess I ain't got no room to talk, no smack at all. They pick up 1 yard there. Barnett with the stop. Second down and 9. Draw play to Thomas. Thomas Jones is going to pick up a gain of around 7. So 3rd down and 2. Can the Bears convert here? They're going to run the ball, and Thomas right up the gut is going to find enough running room as he gets brought down by McKenzie and Roman, and that's going to result in a first down. Jones up over 116 yards. Could he get over the 200-yard mark? Now Jones to the right side on 2nd down and short is going to pick up another first down. McKenzie with the tackle, and the Bears are just grounding and pounding this thing away. First down and 10. They're going to run that thing with Thomas Jones, and he gets brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Sharper with the takedown. And we're going to need some more of that. 3rd down and 10 here. Can the Packers defense get off the field? We're going to send some heat. They throw it quickly, and the pass is going to fall incomplete. It was a tight window. Sharper made the contact, and the ball got jarred to the turf. And we take over down by 8 with 2:52 on the clock. 2nd down and 10. We spread things out. Single back look. We fake it to Green. Favre rolls left. Favre throws it. Looking for Driver. It was tight coverage, but the ball got to him. But he's unable to secure the catch. 3rd down and 10. 4-man rush by Chicago. Favre steps up. Favre is loose, and he's going to avoid contact and slide down and have a Green Bay Packers first down. split back look. Chicago's D-line shifts to the right. 3rd down and 6. Favre under pressure. Hugh Douglas, another sack this first half. So giving up rushing yards and giving up sacks has so far been our MO this season. Now Rich Grossman going to take off. Slides down for a gain of around 9. But there's a flag there.
Holding, number 64.
So holding on the Chicago Bears going to back it up. 2nd down, 14 now. Man in motion, split back formation for the Chicago Bears. Quick pass caught by Shannon Sharp, who picks up a gain of 9. So 3rd down and 5 for Chicago. Rex Grossman right side throwing it. Threads the needle to Gage, who hauls it in for a Bears first down. Now it's 3rd down and 3. Chicago empties the backfield. They go to the right side, broken up by McKenzie. No flags on the play. And with Chicago putting a try-long field goal, they're going to try a 53-yarder. The kick is up, and the kick is going to be no good. So we still have our timeouts. 31 seconds. Brett Favre at quarterback. Why not take a shot from our own 44-yard line? Can we get in a field goal range? Favre steps back, takes a big hit, rifles it downfield, caught by Ferguson. Ferguson, gone. Touchdown, Green Bay, with 23 seconds to go in the first half. Ferguson got behind the defense. Mike Brown took a horrible angle on the football, and that was all she wrote. And Brett Favre took a huge hit. Look at Hugh Douglas unload on Favre. But Favre, who's as tough as nails, stands in the pocket, throws a strike, and we have cut the lead down to just 1. So 14-13 is the score. 140 yards passing for us and 40 yards rushing and 131 yards rushing for the Chicago Bears. Thomas Jones is a fantastic running back. He's no Walter Payton, though. We should not be giving up this many yards rushing to Thomas Jones. But, hey, when you tackle like how we tackle, you're going to give up some yards. And we don't really tackle that well, to say the least. So our first drive of the ball game, we went right down the field just to throw a pick. It was a beautiful drive, but I said this versus the Panthers. If we have to sustain 12, 14, 15 play drives, it's going to be hard to score at the end. We need some big plays. Just like the Bears got a big play to open up the scoring as Jones took it down that right sideline. He has 131 yards plus a touchdown. That touchdown right there so far in the first half. And my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, if we can't stop the run, it's going to be a long, long season. So the Bears, on their second possession, they're going to find David Terrell. What was the end result? A touchdown. But then we got a break as Carroll steps in front of the intended receiver, turns on the Jets with a pick. I was hoping for a pick 6, but Thomas Jones forces us out of bounds, and we would have to settle for a field goal. Our offense did absolutely nothing. So our first points wouldn't come until the second quarter of play, and it was a field goal, not a touchdown. So that gave hope for the Chicago Bears that, hey, their defense can shut us down. And so far, that seems to be the case. Now, Grossman would throw it into traffic again. Back-to-back drives that would end with the interception. The ball was knocked loose. They did challenge to see if it was a true interception, and it was, as the catch was made by our man Barnett. And then Donald Driver catching the ball to self-defense, that will lead to a field goal. So after the Chicago Bears missed a field goal, we had a chance to score before the half was up, and score is exactly what we did. Our first big-time play this season results in somewhat of a Hail Mary to end the first half of play. But as you can imagine, the halftime here, according to Boomer, is going to be Thomas Jones. 9 carries, $131 plus a touchdown. So Chicago's going to get the football to start the second half of play. I would say they still have all the momentum. Anthony Thomas, the ex-Michigan Wolverine, takes it up to the 25-yard line. But I want to say if we can get a big play on defense, the momentum would definitely swing our way. They run the ball with Jones, and Jones going nowhere fast. Nick Barnett with the tackle as they get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Looking downfield, that pass going to be picked. Sharper was waiting on it. Sharper gets pick number 3 this season, and we got the momentum in the football at the Chicago 38-yard line. So Sharper gave us another break. 3rd down and 2. Favre looking downfield. Favre throws it, and it's going to be picked off by Lance Briggs. Lance Briggs was on Amon Green. Amon Green had to step on him, but I decided to throw the ball backside to Bubba Franks. And because Briggs was so far behind Green, he just stepped in front of the pass intended for Franks, and there you have it. But our defense comes through with a sack as Hannibal is there. Hello, Clarice. Big sack right there. Second down and 14 now. Four-man rush, and Aaron Campman gets loose. He applies the pressure, and down goes Grossman. So back-to-back sacks. The Bears looking at third down and long. They throw it up. It's caught. David Terrell makes the catch, and they pick up a first down. Seahorn with the stop, who's finally in the ball game. And Chicago moves the ball on third and forever. Third down and 10 here. They throw it right side. McKenzie with the pick. And McKenzie down the left sideline. 4 interceptions for this Packers secondary, and we still find ourselves down on the scoreboard. It's absolutely ridiculous. We should have a 20-point lead the way our defense is playing. First down and 10 from the 41-yard line in Bears territory. Brett Favre dropping way back. Brett Favre sets his feet, throws it underneath the Bubba Franks. Gain of just 5. Brought down by Lance Briggs there. It's second down and 5 now for Green Bay. Looking downfield is Favre. Going to throw it to the flat and to find William Henderson. And the big fullback rumbles for a first down, brought down by Mike Brown. Kansas drive in with a touchdown. Looking downfield is Favre. Throws it on the run. Looking for Ferguson. Makes the catch. Right over the hands of Mike Brown. And he gets into the end zone. Ferguson, who's going to have an extended role because Javon Walker is hurt, and he has 2 touchdowns already. Can go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Caught by Driver at the goal line, and the 2-point conversion is good. So 21-14. They give the ball to Thomas Jones. Gain of around 6 there. Third down and 3. They give it to him here again. Good blocking, good running. He hits the sideline, gets brought down by Jason Seahorn. And it's going to be a first down for Chicago in our territory. Second down and 10. Grossman steps up. Jackson waiting there for the sack. And now it's going to be third down and 12. The Packers defense looks very, very good to start this second half. This pass going to the left side. Broken up by Al Harris. We have a couple of picks. We have a sack. We have a batted ball. We have the lead. Now we're going to run the ball with Davenport. Davenport cuts it up. And going to pick up just 1. Looks like we were going to go for a lot more there. And now it's going to be third down and 9. Favre rolling out. Favre getting dropped. Hugh Douglas with 3 sacks. Jenkins last week had 4. We got to protect Brett Favre just a little bit better. The give goes to Thomas Jones. Gain of just 1. And now it's third down and 9. 4-man rush by the Packers. The Bears empty the backfield out. They throw it, and it's going to fall incomplete. They're looking for David Terrell, who can't squeeze it. And we take over from around our own 20-yard line. Second down and 9. Favre's going to tuck it and run it, and Favre's going to dive head first for the first down. And he picks it up, and that's going to do it for the third quarter of play. The Bears find themselves losing. Can they stop us as we try to milk this clock and get up out of here? We're going to have to lean on a rushing attack. A rushing attack that really hasn't been that good to start the season. But Amon Green, who gets wrapped up by Urlacher, will pick up the first down by the heads of his chinny chin chin. Back to the ground, back to Green. Brought down by Brown to pick up of 6 yards there. Our formation now, we get the ball to Amon Green, and he turns the corner and brought down just shy of the first down. Well, we keep it on the ground on third and 1. 2 tight ends, 2 backs. We do run it, and we pick up a first down there, and the clock continues to move. The clock might become a bigger factor than it already is, and we can keep this up. First down and 10. Davenport, he gets the carry. Davenport trying to set up blocks and then get chopped down from behind and picks up a gain of 3. Green back in the ball game. Second down and 7. Run the ball with him. He turns it up, and he's going to pick up a gain of around 9 and a first down. One of our best runs of the season comes right there. So first down and 10. Toss play now to Green. Good blocking. Green cuts it up, and he's going to pick up another gain of 9. So back to back, we just had our 2 best runs of the season. Second down, 1 yard to go. We give it to Davenport, and Davenport is going to get loose for a first down. And now it's under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Second down and 9. We're going to run the ball again with with Amon Green. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, no more. So 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to run the ball again. Not going to risk throwing the ball into a crowded area or throwing incompletion, and we take away Chicago's timeouts. They only have 2 timeouts left. The field goal is up and good, and they find themselves down by 2 possessions. So they got to score, get the ball back and score again. They got to do it with just 2 timeouts. That pass is caught, and they're going to burn a timeout right there, which is kind of surprising. Minute 43 on the clock. That pass hauled in. Terrell, another grab. And Chicago is moving the ball with ease, but now they have no more timeouts and still a minute 31 on the clock. So 3rd down and 4, and Aaron Campman with another sack. We have been harassing Rex Grossman, and Campman with the stunt gets right to number 8 and drives him down. And the Bears are going to settle for a field goal and then try to score a touchdown to tie it, but they missed the field goal, and they have no timeouts left. Victory formation for the Packers, and we get win number 1 this season. So the Bears came in at 1-0. We came in at 0-1, and we leave Green Bay with a W. 112 yards rush. I believe we had like 113 week 1, but a lot of that had to do with Favre, who ran for like 62 yards. Today, I believe Favre ran for maybe close to 20, but it wasn't nothing crazy. So Amon Green, 80-plus rushing yards there. Sharper, big play to start the second half. Had a pick there. But on the very next play, what do we do? Or very next possession, I should say. What do? We get the ball right back. Should have went to Amon Green in the flat. I thought, let me go to Bubba Franks, my big homie. And that led to an interception. So then Chicago, they get the ball. What do they do with it? They throw it, and it's picked by McKenzie. No team wants the ball. We're just playing hot potato at this moment in time. So Favre is going to roll left, and look what he does. On the run, throws a marvelous pass caught by Ferguson right over the outstretched hands of Mike Brown, and we walk into the end zone with a touchdown. They get the ball to Thomas Jones, and Thomas Jones seemed like doing this all game long, but outside that big long run, he really wasn't that effective. So we would stop him there. We would drive down, knock home a field goal. So Chicago still has a chance. They had 2 timeouts to work with. They burned them quite early, if you ask me. And then this was one of the biggest plays right here as he threads the needle and it's caught. And right now they're in field goal range. And they would eventually try the field goal, but they would miss it. And we will run the rest of the clock out there. So we get a win versus Rex Grossman in the Chicago Bears. Brian Urlacher was all over the field. Lance Briggs made some plays, but all in all, the Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears, and that's exactly how we like it here in Green Bay. 3 receptions for Ferguson, a $102 and 2 touchdowns. Got to check the status of Javon Walker. But that's going to do it from Lambeau Field. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. I do hope that the rest of the day is the best of the day. Too many again, my friends. Peace, love. Hot sauce.